Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Greencastle High School. Adam Kurtz and John Shoup here for Game 2 of the Putnam County Tournament. Game 1 was fantastic. North Putnam came out on top in 8 innings, 2-1 to defeat Greencastle. Now we have the South Putnam Eagles taking on the Cloverdale Clovers. Cloverdale 4-3 on the season. South Putnam 2-2. We've got a lot of keys to the game, but game about to start, and we hope it's even half as good as that first game, John.
Oh, no doubt. That first game was awfully exciting, but I got to tell you, driving over here this morning, this is kind of the game I was looking forward to. It's a classic small ball versus big ball, and if you don't know what small ball is, watch Cloverdale today. They're a team that has 3 guys in their lineup with 7 or 8 walks. They take a lot of pitches, and when they get on base, they run. How about this for a statistic? 10 games, 89 steals so far this year. 89.
That is an unbelievable statistic, and we hope to see them get on base, maybe see some of that speed. So we're going to get right to action here, and leading off is Jaron Rossick, the pitcher for Cloverdale. South Putnam has Grady McHugh on the mound.
That's a good pitch right there, kind of off the plate. Rossick couldn't quite get it. What was a real good pitch to start.
Ball outside. Want to mention to you that our brief pregame show was brought to you by Endeavor Communications, your hometown telephone provider for over 60 years. Visit weendeavor.com for all of your telecommunication and technology needs.
You know, McHugh's got a real slow wind-up. I'll be interested to see if he changes speeds on it a little bit.
Wind is picked up here a little bit too, John, so I don't know that it looks like it's almost at the back of McHugh, so maybe that'll have an effect.
Right in the face of the batter, so it sure is a good breeze, and we're up in this lift right now, so say a prayer for us.
I've never felt safer in a McAllister rental lift, and I feel safer here than I do in a press box.
No doubt, this thing has been great. This has just been sitting in this lift outside here.
Right.
This has been an absolute gift.
A beautiful day. Rossick really choking up on the bat here, and the ball bounces about 5 feet in front of the plate, and it looks like McHugh has some problems with the first batter in Rossick.
You know, McHugh was talking over there. He didn't feel real loose in the pregame. He said, I've been sitting around for too long watching the first game. He said, I should have started running or something like that. And as he faced Rossick right there, we're looking at a team that takes a lot of pitches and draws a lot of walks. Coach Rhodes of South Putnam said the number one thing we have to do is throw strikes and let our defense play. Grady right there didn't just throw some balls. He threw some balls in the dirt. He's going to have to find it and let the defense work.
No seniors on this Cloverdale roster, by the way, John. Hayden Herbert Davis is at batting, and a ball gets away. That'll send Rossick to second.
And again, you know, that ball really got away from him. Grady's got to kind of gather himself up right here, and you know, some of those balls got to be closer misses than that. But like I said, I heard him talking. He felt like he was sitting around an awful lot out there on the field.
So it might take him an inning or two to get loose.
Good.
There's an inside move.
With 89 steals on this team, too, I tell you, anytime someone's on base.
Now, wait a second. They called him out. I'm sorry there, John. I didn't see what happened. I didn't even think that was close.
I wonder if he stepped off the bag real quick and the shortstop kept the ball.
I have no idea.
I wonder if we could get a replay. Well,
we'll have to hear an explanation.
I wonder
or
if
something.
I wonder if he stepped back off the bag from second base to take his lead, and the shortstop hung onto the ball.
Yeah, we don't know what happened there, but nonetheless, one down, and that's a big out because McHugh is really having a tough time finding the plate.
He sure is, and like I said, Coach said the number one thing they got to do is throw strikes, and he's falling behind again.
And there it is again, and obviously his release point not on point, as it's a bunch of these pitches are bouncing in front of the batter's box, in front of the left-handed batter's box, so he's hanging onto the ball a bit too long.
Yeah, those aren't just off the plate. He's missing some pretty bad. He's got to settle down. One of the things, too, these guys get on base now. It's distracting. It's distracting. There's not a player in this lineup that's not going to steal on you.
South Putnam really did stress to us the key is to avoid walks. They've got 2 so far, but 1 out with an odd play at second. That one bounces 10 feet in front of the plate, and McHugh is having some problems. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, he might be dinged up or something. He's got something. But Parker Watts is the freshman shortstop here for this outfit, and while he's a great hitter, he's approaching 400 as a hitter. One of the things Coach Myers would really like to see from him is taking a few more pitches. Some of these pitches so far in this game haven't been hard to take, but as a freshman, a lot of times you're a little bit too aggressive at the plate, and Cloverdale's one of those teams that wants to make the pitcher throw a whole lot of pitches. And he's talking to him right now about just keeping that base wide and making sure this guy throws strikes.
I think you take 2 here.
Yeah.
In that same vein. Take 2 and make sure you get a strike before you start hacking away.
I agree with you. You got to make Grady throw a few strikes before you even start to swing.
Throw back to second base. 1 out has already been made at second base if you're just joining us. Taking a look defensively, Britton, Wood, Higgins, and Gierke across the infield from left to right. Stewart, Bush, and Grunlock out in the outfield. Behind the plate is Scott. Scott stops one there, another one that bounces in from McHugh.
Now, one of the best players on South Putnam's team is that shortstop, Dylan
Wood, yep.
Dylan Wood, who's got a little bit of savvy to him. And like I said, I wonder if we missed it. He kept that ball a little bit late on that second pick, too, just to make sure that guy doesn't take his lead. And
that one hit the infield grass again, and another runner advances in Harbert Davis, and Davis is at third now. And something's not right with Grady McHugh.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm not even sure what the pitches are that he's trying to throw here.
He's just trying to get it across the plate at this point. He's thrown 11 pitches, and there have been 11 balls.
Watts hadn't had any problem taking some of those.
And that one, same effect, and now a run's going to come in and score easily. And now it's 1-0, and that's going to be the short release as Davis comes across. And it's 1-0 here early, and
this is the one thing Coach Rhodes said we can't do is not throw strikes. And, he's not going to let this thing get out of control. He's going to make the change right now.
Yeah, Brady Rhodes is going to come out, and I think you had to do it right there. And this is a tough spot as Cody Britton is going to come in and pitch. But you didn't go through any pregame starter warm-up. And as you alluded to earlier, John, that maybe McHugh didn't take it to heart enough or didn't realize how little or much time he had.
Yeah.
And that's very important for a starting pitcher. A lot of those guys have to do the same routine, at any level of the starting routine that you get into. And sometimes it takes you a while to figure that out as a young player. But if you don't get loose, the place to not do it is during the game if you're not loose.
No, there's no doubt. And we saw in the last game, sometimes it takes players a little bit to settle in. But like I said, he was talking to his catcher and his manager over there. I was sitting around a little bit watching that first game. I don't feel quite as loose as I need to, and it showed up there. Cody already has thrown some pretty good pitches right here. And the number one thing that Putnam said they had to do was throw strikes, and That's 3 straight walks to open the game.
What's never to lose, John, though, is the eShield security from Endeavor Communication. They provide security protection for your home or business, powered by quality Honeywell products. Endeavor eShield helps protect what you cherish most, providing burglary intrusion detection, fire, smoke, and carbon monoxide protection, flood detection, video monitoring, and home energy management. eShield security from Endeavor Communications. So it looks like Cody Britton is ready to go. So he winds his arm. And he'll come in and immediately face Tice Jackson, the catcher for Cloverdale. And Tice has a traditional catcher's build.
Oh, yeah, but I tell you what, Tice also has got 9 stolen bases to his credit and is hitting over 500. They said he's the most improved player on the team, they felt like. And there you see it. Cloverdale was running again with Parker taking second.
Dalton Scott is doing work behind the plate. He's been doing everything he can to stop these pitches that are bouncing in there. He doesn't have much of a shot to throw anybody out. Britton pops one up. Scott will have a chance at it. Underhand catch. And there's another big out. 2 down. And if South Putnam can get out of this jam with only giving up 1 run, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, and that was a pretty nice play by the catcher. That's an odd angle right there. When it's going away from you, it's almost a version of the Willie Mays catch by a catcher. Most catchers try to turn around and get their butt to the infield, but that ball was just in such a way he couldn't quite do it. Really good play by Dalton Scott.
So a ball to Nick Winders, the second baseman.
You're right. If they can get out of this sucker with just...
There's a man going to third, and no, he was out. I had a pretty good angle at that one, John, and I disagree with that call, but tough angle for the umpire there, too, running with the player. He's called out, third out, made at third base. That's a tough one, too. So South Putnam, they get out of the inning with just 1 run, so minor damage to what could have been a big inning for Cloverdale. We'll come back with the bottom half of the first. You're listening to the Putnam County Tournament on Endeavor Communications.
Endeavor Communications continues to be the leader of technology in the communities we serve. We provide crystal clear voice, super fast internet, exciting television entertainment, security systems for home and business, medical alert systems, IT services, and our new 4G LTE wireless telephone service with nationwide coverage. Call 1-800-922-6677 or visit our website at weendeavor.com for more details.
Back at Greencastle High School for the Putnam County Tournament Game 2. We're in the bottom of the first, 1-0. Cloverdale got a run across, a couple of walks, and then a pass ball wild pitch got the run across for Cloverdale. But starting where South Putnam could have, John, that could have been a much worse inning.
Oh, no doubt. They really minimized the damage. And I tell you what, I give Coach Brady Rhodes credit. 3 batters into it, he walked the first 3 guys. Do you go out and talk to them? Do you go out and say, hey, we got to figure this out, hang with them for another inning? You probably made the right decision there, moving Grady back to third and bringing Cody in there to pitch, because they got him shut down then 2 straight batters in a row.
Now, John, this is something you and I both really couldn't believe our eyes. There's a left-handed second baseman out there.
That's right.
Take a look at it. It's Nick Winders is playing second base for Cloverdale. He's left-handed. That's almost something you never see.
It's like a unicorn. The left-handed second baseman, and it's funny because I coached my daughter's softball team, 11-year-old, and old Leah said she wanted to play second base, and I told her the other day left-handers don't play second base. I got to go back and revisit that whenever we get to town. But
that's right.
Hey, this is Dylan Wood here now, and he is one whale of a shortstop. He's hitting well over 400, and in just a couple games has 9 runs scored already. They think this is one of the better players on their team.
Jaron Rossick, the pitcher for Cloverdale. Misses on his first pitch. Takes the ball outside.
Good eye there by Dylan, too. Playing a little bit of Cloverdale ball, taking those two right there. That second one was a tough one to take. Make the pitcher work it. It sure has warmed up here a little bit, hasn't it?
As indeed, and there's a strike on the outside corner for Rossick. It's 2-1. Defense behind him. Watson, Davis, Henry across the outfield, left to right. In the infield from third to first, Martin, Watts, Winders, and TJ, excuse me, lost my place here. TJ Hagimassi at first.
Good job by Rossick battling back here to a 2-2.
Ball fouled away by Wood. He keeps the at-bat alive.
That pitch had a little subtle movement on it. I think that's the first off-speed pitch that we've seen from Rossick, and I think it was kind of a curveball that he started outside the plate and brought it right over.
Another off-speed pitch, fouled out of play to the left side. Sure, a young fan, yes, chasing that down, maybe bringing it to the concession stand for a piece of gum.
Good at-bat here for Dylan. First one of the game. He gets him in six pitches deep already. Good eye right there.
Full count. Now, great leadoff at bat. That's exactly what you want out of your leadoff hitter. Work it to a full count. See if you can get on base.
You know, it was some other coaches in the area that told me how good Dylan was as a player.
Ground ball. The lefty makes the play for second base, so...
That was a great pivot, you know, and I was watching him in pregame as well, turning double plays from third and from short. He does it unbelievably well, but there it is. Your first left-handed 4-3 putout in of the season.
I'm going to say that's going to be of many seasons, you see. Swing and a miss by Josh Stewart, the left fielder, now batting for the Eagles. It's just a very difficult, and we say that in fun because it's as the ball bounces in. Nice stop there by Jackson, but it's you're throwing across your body on every play.
Right. The thing that's unusual is he's got to pivot on every single play, and to turn a double play, he's kind of got to make a 270 turn than just a 90-degree turn like some guys have to. Trigonometry majors will know what I'm talking about there.
I'm not one of them. I don't.
You know, Rossick's not fireballing right here, but I think he's subtly changing some speeds, and he doesn't have a full-fledged curve like we saw last week, but he's got a pitch that's like a slider that's moving a little bit. It's moving it a little bit.
So a walk to Stewart. That'll be the first base runner of the game for South Putnam. That brings up Brandon Gierke. And Gierke is intentionally walked, and you can hear the boos from the South Putnam fan as he's that vicious of a hitter.
You know, Gierke's in 2014 was the Conference Player of the Year. Last year missed most of the season with, are you ready for this? Carpal tunnel syndrome. Huh? A
Wow.
junior in high school has carpal tunnel. And he's got to be frustrated some. That's about his 10th intentional walk of the season, and he's going to keep seeing those.
And another out made at third base on a double steal. And I don't know if that was a mix-up. It's like Coach Rhodes is fine with it. So just the double steal and a man thrown out at third.
Really a good play by Tice Jackson there, too, because that was an off-speed pitch. Maybe as off-speed of a pitch as we've seen Rossick throw.
There goes the runner again with two outs, and Gierke. High wind turning ball, but it's caught and left by Watson, and that will do it. No runs for South Putnam. They were threatening, but Cloverdale gets out of the jam. 1-0 heading into the top of the second. And there's that catch.
A little bit windy up there high. He was hanging with it, though. Give him credit.
We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back with the top of the second. You're listening to the Putnam County Tournament on Endeavor Communications.
Experience the exciting world of television entertainment with Endeavor ETV. Get more than 350 quality TV channels, including HD, movies, sports, family programming, lifestyle, and local news and weather. Never miss a program with Endeavor Whole Home DVR. Stop a program in one room and continue watching TV in another. Enjoy video on demand and pay-per-view selections with over 2,000 titles. Call 1-800-922-6677 or visit our website at weendeavor.com for more details.
Back at Greencastle High School, it's 1-0 here in Game 2 of the Putnam County Tournament. Cloverdale on top of South Putnam. No hits so far. Some balls put in play, but some walks. We didn't see a run for 6 innings in Game 1, and we saw one at the top, and saw some offense almost turned into some runs for South Putnam, but they ran into some trouble, had an out at third base. We've seen some base-running blunders here so far.
Yeah, we really have. We've seen a pickoff at second base and 2 putouts at third so far in the game, and including one that was the third out at third base, which is kind of a cardinal sin in the game of baseball. So we've certainly had a lot of action, but Cloverdale, we sure do expect those guys to be running the bases. Again, Cloverdale, 89 steals in 10 games. Hui.
That's too many. And here's a drag butt from Winders, the left-hander, right back to the pitcher, but he's speedy. Ball gets away from Gierke, and he's safe.
You know, I think he might have beat that sucker out anyhow. Being a lefty, it was kind of a nice drag bunt. If you grew up in the 70s, old school Mickey Rivers. But he beat that sucker out. Let's give him a hit. What do you say?
I'm with you. He was flying down that line. That was a tough play for Britton. Britton did not start this game. It was McHugh who started the game. He's moved to third. He just walked the first 3 batters. Both struggled getting the ball to the plate.
You know, Dalton Scott has a great stop right there, and really in the first inning, Dalton probably made the 2 plays of the inning with the awkward foul ball catch and the put out at third base. So far in this game, has had a real nice game, and boy, he's got to be up for the task with all the stolen bases Cloverdale has.
Noah Winnings, the DH, up now, and there's another stolen base.
Clean steal there. Boy, Nick just really got a great jump on the pitch there, didn't he? I mean,
he did.
Even if it was a good throw, that sucker wasn't going to get there in time.
Dalton Scott really didn't have a chance. You are correct, and he's going to be busy back there today, and it's tough when the pitchers aren't throwing strikes. Winning swing and a miss.
Pretty good cut at it right there, though. Nice pitch right down the middle. You know, the thing with Cody as well, and is he can't get – you got to pay attention to the base runners, but, boy, it can't distract you so much that you're not throwing strikes. And there it is. You know, he threw a couple strikes right in a row there, which is what Coach Rhodes said. They just got to throw strikes and let the defense work.
So 1 down now after Winnings goes down on strikes, and that'll bring up Joe Martin, the third baseman. Ball way outside, and nice job by Scott just to keep that in front of him.
Yeah, they're getting some of these I wouldn't call stolen bases, but wild pitches so far in this game. But no matter how they do it, boy, they get a bunt, get to first, and now all of a sudden, before you look up, they got a runner on third with just 1 out. That's classic small ball.
Ball hit hard up the middle. That's a base hit that'll drive in a run for Martin. Winders comes home, so a drag bunt. He got on. He got to second. Pass ball to get to third, and driving in is Martin. So you said it. Small ball did it for Cloverdale. That puts their second run on the board.
You know, it's really a neat brand of baseball.
It's a dying brand of baseball, especially at the major league levels.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you've read the book Moneyball, it's all about getting on base and moving the base. And it's, you know, it's not about how many home runs you can hit. It's how many bases can you gain. Bases can you gain. And again, a pitch in the dirt.
Martin is able to get to
Martin's
second.
able to get there. These guys are aggressive on the bases, but some of these aren't stolen bases as much as wild pitches and passed balls. But again, the aggressiveness that they have and the willingness to just go base by base by base, not depending on home runs or gap doubles all the time. Again, even Martin's was just a single right up the middle.
There's a ball inside.
And again, that's a classic example of what small ball is as well. That's a pitch that's close. That's a pitch that could go either way, strike or a ball, and they're going to make this pitcher really, really work. Elements of small ball are one base at a time and make the pitcher throw a lot of pitches. These guys got to lead the state in walks. 3 of their starters in their starting lineup had more than 7 walks so far this season, which in small ball, they count that as just a single.
Absolutely. There's a ball ripped to left, right at the left fielder, Stewart. He makes the catch and then doubles up Martin. Heads up play by Stewart, who gets it into Higgins, and a double play to end the inning. So that ultra aggressiveness on the base paths maybe didn't pay off there. And so you end with a double play in the second. You ended a runner at third at the end of the first. So 2-0 Cloverdale with the lead, but base running hurting them as we head into the bottom of the second. See right there, wasn't even close. So we'll be back after a short timeout. Cloverdale up 2-0 on South Putnam here on Endeavor Communications.
Door locks and lights with your Endeavor eShield security system. Save energy by remotely controlling your lights and adjusting your thermostat's heating or cooling while you're away with Honeywell Total Connect. Forget to lock your door? No problem. Lock your doors remotely with the touch of a button from your smartphone or wireless device. Call 1-800-922-6677 for a free home and energy management system quote, or visit our website at weendeavor.com for more details.
Back for the bottom of the second inning. South Putnam trailing 2-0. Cloverdale with the lead, just 2 hits. Adam Kurtz, John Shoup here with you at Greencastle High School. It's the Putnam County Tournament. John, we were talking during the break, even though it's 2-0, could be much worse for South Putnam. In Cloverdale, really some missed opportunities to put maybe a lot of runs on the board.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, in scoring position, they had really 3 base runners picked off now, 1 at third and 2 at second. This is just a couple of inches away from being a 5-0 ball game, that's for sure.
Grady McHugh will lead off in the bottom of the second for South Putnam.
And Grady, he started this game as the pitcher and struggled a little bit. Let's see if he loosened up a little bit, and sometimes coming to the plate, you can get a little confidence back.
Curveball for strike 2. McHugh didn't agree with it.
Hosek, like I said, he's got some subtle movement on this pitch. Not a lot of velocity, but...
Ball fisted towards the third baseman, and Martin makes the catch. That'll be out number 1.
Really a decent piece of hitting by McHugh with an 0-2 count right there. Hosek just threw 3 straight strikes. One of the things that Coach Rhodes had talked about was we just got to put the ball in play and make them play defense. South Putnam doesn't have a strikeout yet. Everybody's been making some contact or they got an intentional walk. So, they're still in this. They're hanging and kind of executing their game plan offensively a little bit.
Cody Britton batting. He's got a 1-1 count. There's a ball roped into the gap. Good beat on it, and what a catch by Henry. Trey Henry had a good beat on it. That looked like a double for sure, and Henry's able to chase it down. Team speed kills, and Henry there with a big out.
Yeah, I got to tell you, we're here live in the ballpark and right behind the plate. I thought he took a bad angle, and I thought we were looking at a triple there for a second.
Yeah.
And, boy, he stabbed that thing right at the last second. What a great play.
First pitch, curveball strike. It was a straight line to where he needed to be.
Again, if you're South Putnam, you don't want to feel bad about this. You're hitting the ball okay. You're putting it in play. It's going to come around for you. It's going to come around.
And that's baseball. Sometimes you're hitting the ball hard, right at people.
That's it. That's it. The thing is,
called strike 3, and Kyle Hall didn't have a chance with that at bat. And Rosick with a nice inning, got some help from his defense. Cloverdale goes into the top of the third, leading 2-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this on Endeavor Communications.
Wow. College already.
Yeah. We gotta go.
I love you.
I love you too, Daddy. And thanks for everything.
Gratitude. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Top of the third inning. And this portion of our broadcast is brought to you by Endeavor Communications. Discover how you can save money by bundling your Endeavor services by calling 1-800-922-6677. That's Endeavor Communications at 1-800-922-6677. Adam Kurtz, John Shoup, live at Greencastle High School, where it's 2-0 Cloverdale on top of South Putnam. And not much of a chance that inning. Rosick did a fantastic job for Cloverdale on the mound, not with speed, but with some finesse.
He sure did, and he's throwing strikes. And, South Putnam's putting the ball in play, but there were some good defensive plays as well. One of the things that'll be interesting is Coach Meyer for Cloverdale said he's going to use 3 pitchers in this game. So I'll be interested to see when he makes his first change. There's a chance that that's the last we've seen of Rosick. I'm not for sure.
Feel a shift there?
The 9-man up here now, which in small ball, man, like we said, it doesn't really matter. Anybody can get on base. They're not counting on home runs or triples from anybody in the lineup. They're just working on getting one base at a time.
You're a true pro, John. That threw me off my game. All inside. Josiah Watson, the left fielder. No batting gloves. Hard hack at it.
Sure was a hard hack, and that was a good pitch to hit. As a batter, I always got frustrated when each at bat, sometimes in every game, you might only get one good pitch. Barry Bonds used to say, I'd be lucky if I'd have one good pitch in a whole series to hit. That was a good pitch to hit.
Ball gets behind the catcher and Scott. I'm even more impressed by Watson's beard. I can't grow anything close to that nice of a beard. And I'm 31.
That is, you got to give him credit right there. He's got the Bryce Harper look going,
yes,
and is strong.
Ball off the end of the bat to the shortstop. Wood's got to get rid of it quick. He does, and fires across the infield for the out.
That was a great play by Dylan of rounding it and getting his momentum going towards first. I thought that he might have taken too much time rounding it, but like we saw in the first game, that stretch by Gerke really saved him on the back end. As good of a play as that was at shortstop, it was equally good at first base.
That gives us Rosick leading things off. Chokes up mightily on the bat.
You got to love that. We'll send it out to Greg Mash there. That Tim Foley, the 2-hole hitter for the 79 Pirates, used to choke up like Tyler Rossick is right here.
You guys are talking baseball before my time there, right?
Oh, he knows exactly who I'm talking about.
I wouldn't say Anthony Rizzo actually does that a little bit now. He gets 2 strikes on him anymore, and
that's a good
for a
call.
power hitter, and even Barry Bonds choked up quite a bit.
Yeah, he did. He did, and he used an uncommonly small bat,
Yes.
Pete, too. People didn't realize that.
Yep. I think it was just a 32 ounces, 32 inches in length.
Some of those bats that the big leaguers use, it's like a log, for crying out loud. You try to pick that thing up with a thick handle as well.
I think it was Garrett Anderson that swung a 40-ounce bat, popped up into right. And that's an easy play for Grunlock. The old, Anaheim Angel that swung. I can't remember if it was 40 inches long or 41, either one.
It was big.
It was long.
Speak softly and carry a big bat.
That's what he did, you're right. So 2 outs here.
Davis scored the first run that they had after getting on with a walk and moving in the small ball.
Pitch outside. Credit to Britton for settling down a bit. If he can get an out here, South Putnam might be in business.
Yeah, because South Putnam's hit the ball well, really, offensively. They just, you got to hit it where they ain't sometime. They've hit it right at guys.
Conversely, I think Cloverdale really hasn't put the ball in play too much, but they've got a couple of runs across.
They've done their thing. I mean, they had a run scored by a guy who bunted to get on, and then they had a couple of bases on balls that they just advanced on stolen bases.
Foul ball.
Off-speed pitch there really caught Davis by surprise. He was about 2/3 of his way through his swing by the time that thing was crossing the plate.
The 2-1. Davis, nice hack. Just missed.
It was a good cut, and again, that was a good pitch to hit right there. That's one of those ones you just got to let it go, move on to the next one, because don't let the same pitch beat you twice.
Britton's 2-2. Another tough play, and that's, for Dalton Scott, that's just really tough to try to stop that ball.
My man Dalton Scott's earning his money tonight.
He is.
Hey, at the end of these 2 games, if they play in the second game as well, he might have shed 10 or 15 pounds, all the work that he's doing back there.
Catcher is a tough position to play.
Oh, it is. You know, and some of those guys that have caught for so long and are still great batters and everything.
That wind is going to push that ball near out of play, but it stays in, not quite hard enough, and making the catch is McHugh. So that'll do it for the inning. Score remains 2-0, and I thought that wind was going to blow that one out of play, but it did not. 2-0 the score. Cloverdale on top of South Putnam. Eagles coming up here at the bottom of the third. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the Putnam County Tourney on Endeavor Communications.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Endeavor Communications continues to be the leader of technology in the communities we serve. We provide crystal clear voice, super fast internet, exciting television entertainment, security systems for home and business, medical alert systems, IT services, and our new 4G LTE wireless telephone service with nationwide coverage. Call 1-800-922-6677 or visit our website at weendeavor.com for more details.
Back at Greencastle High School, Putnam County Attorney Adam Kurtz, John Shoup here with you for the bottom of the third. And leading off, Dalton Scott, the catcher we've been talking about. We'll try to start things off for the Eagles, but it's been Cloverdale who's been able to get a couple runs across. But as you mentioned in the broadcast, South Putnam's been putting the ball in play.
They sure have been, and Dalton's been playing a fine game defensively, too. Let's see if it carries over offensively. And, you know, this could be Rossick's last inning. Coach Meyer said we were going to see 3 pitchers. I didn't know if he'd take Rossick out after that last inning, but he's going to give him one more here and see if he can't keep Putnam locked down.
Leading off the bottom of third for the Eagles and batting 8th, the catcher, number 33.
Beautiful day here at Greencastle High School. I want to thank their athletic department for hosting this tournament. Greg Hill, their athletic director. Rossick's breaking ball, chopped foul.
It is. That thing that he's got, it's like a little slurve. It's not a hard curve that breaks off the end, drops off a table. But he's got a little bit of movement on that thing that just Putnam hasn't quite been able to hit squarely because Dalton was right on that pitch.
Swing and a miss there. Not overpowering stuff, but at this level, if you throw strikes, you're in business.
That's it. You throw strikes. I always say to young pitchers, have 2 pitches, but have 2 pitches with 2 grips each. And he's throwing the same pitches, but maybe just gripping it a little bit different. That's just getting a little subtle movement and really helped him get that strikeout there.
You'd be amazed that if you just move your thumb on a few seams, the different action you can get on a baseball.
It really is. And for, the people watching that don't understand, your arm could do the exact same thing. And what batters are looking at really is what your arm, your release point and stuff. So you could have the same release point, the same action, the same everything, but with a subtly different grip. And again, pitchers don't mind if you just hit ground balls. You just got to be off by just a fraction. And he's got a little bit of subtle movement with his pitches that is just keeping Putnam off balance a little bit.
Taylor Bush, the 9-hole hitter, center fielder.
3-1 count to the 9-hole guy is you just got to throw a nice strike right over the plate here, which he tried. Good. Now he battled back, and again, no charity to anybody, but especially no charity to a 9-hole hitter. Now let's the
3-2 outside, and that puts that 9-hole hitter in Bush on first base. Usually that 9-hole hitter has some speed too.
Yeah, and it turns it over for Dylan Wood, who is just, really one of the best players in the county right here.
Runner, a bunting run, and just
really just missed it. It wasn't a bad pitch to bunt.
Nope.
It looked as if Dylan got stuck between whether to drag bunt it or just push it. And he's getting a signal here as well. See if they still have something on.
Rossick, taking his time, throws over to first, not in time. I was always given the advice of bunt it where you want it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in control at that point, especially a left-hander with speed. If you bunt it where you want it, most of the time you're going to be safe.
There's no doubt, and a lot of times people are bunting for reasons, and you see Cloverdale's third baseman is up in the grass right now. His antennas are up. Something's going to be happening. We saw in the first game, and we saw in this game. This is a great field to bunt on with this high grass.
Rossick's thrown over to first twice. Slide step. Bush is running. Jackson's throw, not close.
You know, it wasn't a pitch out, but it was a nice pitch outside, and Tice had every reason to get a good throw down there, and he's disappointed in himself. You know, wasn't an especially big lead, wasn't an especially great jump. Now he's got to battle with a guy on second here.
Ball slapped out of play to the left side.
When you say slapped, it really was. That looked like a women's softball player that does the slap hit sometimes right there. He was a step or two to first base by the time that ball made contact, it looked like.
Watch out, foul. Wood battling.
Again, you know, I can't emphasize, he's just not getting great wood on it. And part of the reason is Rosick just has some subtle movement. I mean, instead of hitting the bat square, he's only catching a third or a fourth of it.
Rosick. Another pickoff attempt towards second.
Nobody was even covering the bag right there. I think he's just trying to keep him close.
And Wood, another foul ball off to the left side, and a few feet farther, that would have been someone's backyard. I think it becomes their property at that point, right?
Oh, there's some kids over here jumping on a big trampoline, having a big time out there. If that ball would have dropped in, it would have been one pure three-pointer from about 100 yards away.
Nice little chip shot.
You know, Dylan's done a great job both at bats, making the pitcher throw a lot of pitches.
He's hitting .417 on the year. There's another foul ball, heads up trampoline.
You know, here's something about guys that have great at bats. You know, the count's 1 and 2, but this is about the 7th or 8th pitch so far because he fouls the ball off. What happens a lot of times is defensively, you can't fall asleep. You know, when a pitcher works fast, it's common for the defense to play well because they're on their toes all the time.
What a bat by Wood there to get on and gets hit, and he'll send him to first. You're exactly right, John. When you've got a pitcher that works quick, you're into the game and things are moving. But when you get, a 7, 8, 9, 10 pitch at bat, you do tend to relax a little bit, and maybe your first step isn't as quick as it could have been.
You're right, and it's not even that Rosick's working slow. It's just that Dylan was making him work so hard. I think that was an 8 or 9 pitch at bat before the hit by pitch.
Stewart hitting .267 on the season.
Stewart walked his first time up, and again, they got a little bit of action going. We thought Putnam would get something going here.
Bunt attempt fouled off. No pitching stats for Rosick on the season. From Max Preps, that's not the be-all, end-all by any means. Rosick taking his time. Pitch outside.
Really a good stop there by Tice Jackson. You know, plays by a catcher like that where he backhands it in the dirt, sometimes you don't even think about him. But boy, if he didn't make that play, you got two runners in scoring position, and he really made it look probably a lot easier than it is.
Squaring to bunt. Oh. Jackson throws a third. Martin got up to catch that one. That might have been a run had he not caught it.
Now, I'm going to wonder if Coach Meyer, that batter, has a responsibility to try to get out of Tice's way. Tice really skied that ball to third base because he had to throw the ball over the batter that was still in the box right there. Kind of a tough situation for the catcher to be in. Surprised there's no conversation.
Ball in the dirt, so now it's 3-1.
You know, and it's a big deal now with one out, having guys in scoring position, because just a fly ball can get you a run now. You got a much better opportunity.
Strike called. Wind starting to pick up.
Tough pitch to take right there. That one looked pretty good over the plate. I wonder if Stewart was looking for something else.
3-1 if it's not perfect, take it. There's a ball popped up on the payoff pitch. Screaming in and dropped. Maybe some miscommunication between Davis and Henry out there, and it results in a run for South Putnam.
You know, it sure does. It was a short fly ball, and Dylan was tagging up on third, or Bush was tagging up on third, and I wonder if he took his eyes off of it at the last second, knowing that he had to make a play at the plate.
So Gierke up, and he is intentionally walked, and the fans showed their displeasure. I'm always torn on that. Sometimes at this level, I want to see a kid hit, but you're still trying to win ball games.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I wish I'd like to see him try to pitch to him, but if I was the manager of Cloverdale, I'd probably do the same thing.
Here's a ball up by Grunlock, and it's caught, and tagging and scoring is Wood. So 2-2 after the sacrifice fly by Grunlock. Drives in Wood, so that ties the ball game. South Putnam continues to put the ball in play, and now they've scored a couple runs tying it up.
You know, even the first 2 innings when they hadn't scored a run, we said they're kind of executing their plan. It's going to come around, and we're starting to see it come around. I wonder if Coach Meyer's starting to think to himself, nuts, maybe we should have switched Rosick out, because this is the second time through the order now that these men are getting a good look at him.
2 on, 2 out. 1-0 to McHugh. Swing and a miss. McHugh with it. As you can see, a colorful arm sleeve. You see that a lot more.
Oh, I tell you, this day and age, how you look matters now, huh? My son, he's in high school too. He spends more time on gear than he does something.
You look good, you play good.
Who was that? Ricardo Maltebaum used to say that, huh? Look good, feel good.
1-2 here to McHugh. Rosick trying to minimize the damage here. Ball slapped back up towards the middle. That might drive in a run. Here comes the throw from Davis to third, and safe at third. Scoring is Stewart. Nice slide by Gierke to be safe. I like that play from Davis, though, to come up throwing to third.
Yeah.
And he had a shot if the throw was a little more accurate.
He sure did. That was a really good job coming up throwing to third. They knew that they didn't have the play at the plate, and the middle infield going out to talk to him was probably the ones yelling to him to throw it to 3. And you're right. A really nice slide there by Gierke to avoid the tag, but also to keep his hand on the base. He kind of slid past the base, but still hung on. Great hit up the middle there by Cody.
So McHugh has his 5th RBI on the season for the senior. That brings up Cody Britton, and Britton 214 on the season.
And now this left-hander, Nick Winders, is the guy that they planned all along in this game to pitch 3 pitchers and bring him in second. I just wonder, if you lay your head on the pillow tonight, nuts, maybe we should have done it a few batters earlier, that's all. But Nick Winders is a lefty that they sure do think highly of, that's for sure. Just a sophomore. There's no freshmen on this team there's no seniors on this team for crying out loud.
Winders comes in from second base. Yes, the left-hander comes in from second base. But lefties tend to have that natural cutting action on the ball, and it looks like Winders might have some of that just watching him warm up.
Throws the ball a little bit harder than Rosick, but, not only does this team not have a lot of seniors, this team has a lot of freshmen and sophomores. Rossick's a freshman. Parker Watts is a freshman. Nick Winders here, this pitcher in now, is just a sophomore. So this is going to be a good outfit for years to come.
Winders to Britton. First pitch strike. Three to 2, South Putnam is taking the lead here in the bottom of the third. Rosick did a nice job, but started to fall apart here in the third. Here's a ball just tapped to the third baseman, and Martin struggles to get rid of it. Ball high, it gets past the first baseman. Running to get it, that brings in 2 runs. So just putting the ball in play pays off again.
And that's all Coach Rhodes talked about. He didn't talk about hitting it a mile, double. He just said, let's put the ball in play and make them play defense. And again, a little sketchy hop right there might have really affected him.
So Winders with a nice job to get the little tapper, but they couldn't convert and get an out for him to get out of the inning. And those runs will be charged to Rosick.
No, you're right. It really was a good pitch. It really was a good pitch, and just great hustle down the line too there by Cody. But with the lefty on the mound too, boy, Cody just has the smallest lead of any that we've seen today. Lefties can have tricky moves over to first base for sure. Not much of a lead at all.
Nice slide step too. A lot of times, coaches will teach kids to go on first movement on a left-hander. Get your normal lead, and even if he comes over, you're going just on the first little movement. Curveball outside. Hall on the year just hitting 111. It's 1 of 9 coming into the game.
Boy, he really wanted to get that sucker over the plate. It looked like it might have just slipped out of his hand because it did have some curve on it. Nice off-speed pitch there.
Drop third strike, and Cloverdale will get the out, but not before South Putnam puts a 5 spot on the board. 5-2. South Putnam takes the lead here at the Putnam County Tournament. That was the play that did it for this inning. And the Eagles are on top. Cloverdale has a chance to respond in the top of the 4th. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're listening to the Putnam County Tourney on Endeavor Communications.
With 3 innings now completed.
TV Everywhere is a value-added entertainment option which gives Endeavor television subscribers the ability to watch TV programs on their PC, laptop, tablet, or smartphone. When you subscribe to an Endeavor TV package, you receive select TV programming that is available in that package free of charge. You can view Watch TV Everywhere programs just about anywhere. All you need is an internet or Wi-Fi connection. Call 1-800-922-6677 or go to our website at weendeavor.com for more details about Watch.
Back at Greencastle High School, Adam Kurtz, John Shoup here. Game 2 of the Putnam County Tourney. Game 1 won by North Putnam 2-1. Now South Putnam takes the lead in the bottom of the third, 5-2 over Cloverdale. 5 runs on just 1 hit, John.
Yeah, I tell you, South Putnam right there in that inning was playing a little bit. South Putnam in that inning was playing a little bit of small ball themselves and just getting base by base by base. And we're looking at a pitching change here now as well with South Putnam. And number 2, Daniel Grunlock has come into the game to pitch. This is the 3rd pitcher that we've seen here so far in the game.
Try to get Grunlock's stats real quick.
They started with Cody McHugh, who struggled a little bit, but then had a nice hit in this game, pushing it up the middle of the field. And Cody Britton came in, held down the fort there really for a couple of innings, and now the 3rd pitcher, Daniel Grunlock, coming in.
Senior's thrown for he's thrown 1.1 innings this year.
The shortstop, number 2, Parker.
Did not give up any earned runs.
And he's going to have the number 3 guy right to start.
Wind blowing across the field, coming in from right field now.
Yeah, this wind's really picked up here as well.
Watts will be batting for Cloverdale. Watts on the season, 375 for the freshman. Fists the ball in the left, and that'll drop for a base hit. Being aggressive on that first pitch.
You know, he sure was, you know. Had a great at-bat his first time up, and right there, first pitch hit. First pitch from a new pitcher, you always want to try to throw a strike. It's like he had a beat on it.
Tice Jackson steps into the box.
Coach Meyer said Tice is the most improved player on their team, they thought, this year, and boy, he's having a big one so far. Last time up, Tice popped out. This is the guy, Dalton Scott, the catcher for South Putnam, made a great play on. See if he can drive one up the middle.
Swing and a miss, runner goes, throw not in time, a stolen base for Cloverdale, and Cloverdale fans have heard that phrase many a time this year.
Oh gosh, these guys advance, and now
they might break 100 here today.
Well, that's what Coach Meyer said. I'm trying to get the school record, and he said we might have it already. I'm not for sure. But they got no outs and a guy on second with their four-man up. This is a good situation to get some runs back on them.
Well, a little outside, called for a strike on Jackson. He's down 0-2.
Yeah, that was. You know, in the first game, we saw that pitch called for a strike right there. And just, you know, little idiosyncrasies with each umpire. It's not a good call. It's not a bad call. It's neither. It's just he wasn't quite giving him the edge the same way that the first ump was in the first game.
That's kind of the beauty of baseball.
Yeah, it is.
Everything's every park is a little different. Every umpire's zone is a little different.
You're exactly right. I really like that about baseball. And players know that too. You know, there's nothing personal in that. They know, you know, this guy will give us this guy will give us this. And pitchers talk about it a lot of times in the big leagues. Hey, you know, it's unusual, but he's giving me this pitch here today, so when I come out, you guys got to work on this. Or the pitchers also talk to the batters on their team.
Jackson's done a nice job of fouling off a couple of pitches here. It looked like Watts was in motion there. I don't know if he was just moving on contact or...
He's probably stealing third. No, old Cloverdale Clover's right here. I mean, if I were a betting man, he's going to be moving.
The 0-2. Ball just blooped. Foul. Just hit foul. That was close to being a really lightly hit single there.
Oh, McHugh. Well, that was a foul ball.
He leapt and...
Oh, yeah, now the PA announcer thought it was a fair ball and was giving him the first base, so announced the next batter. But Tice is still up. You know, Cody McHugh was playing third base there. It's not like he misjudged it. He knew it. He just couldn't quite jump high enough to get that sucker. 2 strikes again. Fine piece of batting with 2 strikes, really.
He's choked up just a tiny bit. I always think if your 4-hitter can do it, is that throw gets away from the middle infield, but not far enough for Watts to advance. But if your 4-hitter can choke up, then everybody should choke up with 2 strikes.
That's right. Well, that's the thing, too. When you play their brand of baseball, you don't have the traditional cleanup hitter, you know, the power spots and stuff like that. Everybody's just trying to move a base at a time.
Another foul ball. This has been a beauty of an at-bat with 2 strikes for Jackson.
And old Grunlock keeps throwing strikes, too. Give him credit, you know. Sometimes as a pitcher you get frustrated and then try to do something that you can't. He keeps throwing strikes to him. I'm not sure what Dylan was saying to him, but called him in. Let's see if they got some play set up for going to second base here soon.
That ball bounces in, and Scott keeps it in front of him. Dalton Scott continues to work hard back there.
He sure does. Saved a base right there for the team. You know, just fighting to keep that thing in front of him, that's all. Working real hard. And Tice is working hard, too, at this at-bat.
The 1-2. Another ball. Scott can't keep that one in front of him, and runner advances to third.
You know, they had Dylan and the second baseman out there are doing a lot of things trying to play to keep him tight to second base. And I wonder if just Grunlock right there got a little bit thinking too much about the runner and not enough about getting this out with 2 strikes.
The 2-2. Chopped. McHugh bobbles it. Has no play. So Watts scores on the air. Jackson will get to first. And another case, we've said it many times today, of putting the ball in play, forcing the defense to make that play. And it works again for the offense that does it as Jackson reaches first.
Yeah, you know, this grass is giving some infielders some wicked hops, but that one looked like a pretty clean hop. You know, it was right up there into Grady's glove and just couldn't stab it.
Ball they call a strike, excuse me. Winders gets the strike called on him.
But that's a classic example of Cloverdale's style of play that, you know, Parker Watts just got on a single. That's all. He just got on a single and then scored on a ground ball to third one batter later.
Jackson is safe as Wood made a diving effort to come up with the ball and make the tag in one motion, but couldn't hang on to the ball. Might have had a chance there had he been able to hang on to a tough play. Another stolen base. For Jackson, the catcher, you don't see a lot of catchers stealing bases.
It's interesting. Like we said earlier, Tice is the catcher. He's also the 4-man in the order.
Ball hit to the left side. There's Wood, not able to come up with it. And another error. I don't know if McHugh got in front of Wood. He couldn't see that one. And I'm sorry to cut you off there, too, John.
No, not at all. That was a nice hit of a lefty slapping it to the left side. You won't see that often, Dylan Woods making an error. But what I'm saying is Tice, while he's a catcher, while he's a 4-hole hitter, that steal right there also made him 10 for 10 on steals in this season. How many cleanup hitting catchers have 10 steals in their career, let alone be 10 for 10 on the season?
I'm going to say the percentage of that would be pretty low.
Yeah. And in this huddle right here, you know, Coach Rhodes walks out. I think he might be talking to the whole – he obviously called in the whole infield right here, but, you know, Grunlock's not pitching bad right here. I think he's talking as much to the infield about backing him up and giving him some support as he is talking to Grunlock.
They break up the huddle. Positional players go back. Can't stress enough how beautiful of a day at the ballpark it is. If you're watching a live stream and you can make it down to the park, please do. And still some spots on the bleachers, but fans are in their lawn chairs out to the left. There's some umbrellas up, just enjoying the breeze and a great day of baseball, and it's been a fun day of baseball so far.
It really has been. And some good baseball. We got men on the corners here with no outs. This is a great situation.
There goes Winders.
Okay, so here's what happens. You got men on the corners. It's Cloverdale. You know the guy's going to be stealing second, so Dalton got the ball as the catcher, faked the throw to second base to try to bait the runner on third base to, you know, come too far off. But, you know, while Tice is young, this ain't his first rodeo. He didn't leave that base too far.
Ball high to Winnings. Noah Winnings on the year, .538 batting average. High leg kick, ball bounces in. Nice stop by Dalton Scott.
You know, with Tice on third, you know, I don't know if these guys are going to steal home, though they could. Again, some pitchers in this scenario would pitch from a full windup, not just from the stretch.
That's when you would have that your best opportunity to steal home.
That would be.
Scott with another beautiful stop. And I think we might see him just come out and say, guys, help me out a little here.
Scott, hey, tonight his mama's going to put some ice all over his forearms. Goodness. He's going to have the most black and blue forearms of anyone.
Grunlock comes set and another ball, and Winnings will go to first. So Grunlock loads the bases, and now Cloverdale with nobody out, bases juiced, and Joe Martin comes up to bat.
You know, loads the bases, there's no outs, like you said, and the bases are juiced, and there's really only been one hit so far in this inning. It's not as if Grunlock's pitching that bad. We got 2 errors that really cost him, and the infield's up here. The infield is up.
They'll be going 4 on a ground ball. Martin on the season, 231. He's got 2 RBIs. He might be able to double that with a hit here.
Now the infield's up because everywhere's a force play, and they want to get that force play at home if they can.
Ball skied to right field, pretty shallow, making the catch, and a double play. What a play out there, and a double play, and hopefully Scott's okay as Jackson's doubled up at home, but that ball was hit shallow enough that it gave a chance for the double play, and that was Dylan Crum making that throw from right field. What a throw.
It sure was a good throw, and you know there's a lot of teams that probably wouldn't have tagged up on that because it was so shallow, but Cloverdale ain't one of those teams, and boy, he got him by probably 3 or 4 steps right there. Not only a good throw, but a good job of blocking the plate with a big man coming in there.
Looks like Scott's okay, and that's a big play right there,
Yeah.
and it's another instance where Cloverdale's run into an out on the base paths.
Yeah, there's no doubt. So far, Cloverdale has had 4 outs from scoring territory. 2 at second, 1 at third, and now 1 at home.
Wow.
You know, you get those 4 runs, and obviously any game is different. But think about that for a second.
Still 2 men in scoring position, but now there's 2 outs, and Grunlock has to feel a little weight off of his shoulders there after a beautiful play by Crum. And Crum just a sophomore. Grunlock came in from right field, 2 pitch. Another ball bouncing in.
Yeah, that play at the plate right there just adds to the bruises old Dalton's going to have tonight when he goes home, huh?
He's blocking every ball coming his way.
Somewhere his mom's watching this game thinking, son of a buck.
High leg kick, ball chopped.
Tough
Wood's
play.
going to have to hurry, gets rid of it, and does. Nice play by Wood, and that will do it for the inning. So bases loaded, no outs, equals no runs. South Putnam out of a jam, Grunlock out of a jam, and 5-3 the score remains. South Putnam on top of Cloverdale. We're going to take a brief timeout. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th after this. You're listening to the Putnam County Tourney on Endeavor Communications.
Endeavor Communications continues to be the leader of technology in our communities. We provide crystal clear voice, super fast internet, exciting television entertainment, security for home and business, medical alert systems, IT services for home or business, and our new 4G LTE wireless telephone service with nationwide coverage. Call 1-800-922-6677 or go to our website at weendeavor.com for more details.
Lightning fast high-speed internet is only a click away. Through fiber optic technology, Endeavor Communications is able to offer internet speeds up to 1,000 megabits per second to stream movies, download music, watch TV and video clips, connect on social media, play games online, conduct online video conferencing, and is ideal for supporting all of your devices in your home or business. Call 1-800-922-6677 or visit our website at weendeavor.com for more details.
And we're back here at Greencastle High School. Adam Kurtz, John Shoup, live at the Putnam County Tourney. And Cloverdale missing some opportunities on the base pass. Doubled up on a fly ball and thrown out at home plate. They had bases loaded, no outs, and momentum on the side of the Screaming Eagles of South Putnam.
No, I love the aggressiveness that these guys have on the base path, and I love the way that they play. But you got to live and you got to die by it. I mean, we said 4 outs from scoring territory, 2 at second, 1 at third, and 1 at home. That's a lot of outs to be made from that area of the field. Now, the big 5-run inning that South Putnam had last inning, Dalton was also the leadoff guy there. Let's see if he can get something going. He struck out last time up.
First pitch called strike. Same pitch. Swinging strike this time.
Yeah, that pitch was coming in a little bit of an angle on him right there. And, Coach Rhodes told him just relax a little bit. It looked to me like he might have overswung on that sucker.
That ball hit him. What do you know? Another bruise.
Yeah. Hey, he's got it coming and he's got it going, huh? Old Dalton.
He's saying what's another one?
Jeez Louise.
And the courtesy runner will come out and run for him, and I think he's a little upset about that one.
He's going to limp to the dugout. So he's been taken out at the plate by Tice Jackson. He's blocked every ball that there is and then just gets hit by a pitch. Son of a gun.
Trey Long will come in and run for him.
Taylor Bush kind of started off the inning, the big inning.
And there's a freshman coming in to be the courtesy runner and not realizing how good of a move Winders had, and that was a beauty. And I guarantee that the freshman will learn from that one.
I tell you, there's not a lower feeling than when you come in as the pinch runner and then get picked off. And it's, there's no doubt that was more of a great move by the lefty than it was anything else. Kind of tricked me too.
Left-handers have really an advantage throwing over to first base with that being able to face the runner, and you can go a 45-degree angle without it being called a balk with your right leg.
No doubt. And with the first base coach has really got to talk to him about that as well, and remind him, you're facing a lefty, be real careful here.
Yep. So Bush 2-1 count here with 1 out. We've seen a lot of outs on the base paths in this ball game.
We really have. And we knew going in there was going to be a lot of action on the base paths with these two guys. But to have that many outs, it really has been uncommon.
Winders shakes off Jackson, gets the pitch he wants. High fastball swung on, missed.
Yeah, probably baited him in on that there a little bit, huh? Might have been a ball right there, but those lefties, it comes in at a different angle. Thought it was going to dip down and be beautiful. Now, Dylan got hit by a pitch last time up, and has had some great at-bats.
Tries that drag bunt again, can't get it down. Again, bunt it where you want it. Now the left-hander falling off to the left side of the mound as we face it. It might have a little better chance, but still has to spin and throw. Bunt it where you want it first, Dylan. Lefty to lefty here, and that ball hit the front corner of the plate and scooted even further outside when Jackson caught it.
No doubt. Lefty to lefty is a little bit hard the younger you are as a player, because you don't see as many left-handed pitchers in high school as you will in college and the pros. And it's a little bit harder for lefty-lefty matchups.
I even think a righty-lefty matchup, just seeing a left-handed pitcher in general, you don't see a lot at the high school level.
Really good job taking that pitch right there. You know, Dylan, in every at-bat he's had, he got hit by a pitch last time, had a 4-3 ground out to open the game, but he's made the pitcher throw 8 or 9 pitches each time. Nuts. Called strike.
Strike 3 for Wood. That'll do it. No runs, no hits in this inning for South Putnam. We'll take a timeout, and we will have the top of the 5th when we come back here at the Putnam County Tourney, brought to you by Endeavor Sports.
Keep your family connected with Endeavor eWireless. Endeavor offers affordable individual plans with unlimited voice and messaging and family share plans with your choice of data plans up to 20 gigabits. Endeavor eWireless runs on a quality 4G LTE network with nationwide coverage. Choose from popular smartphones. You can even bring in your own phone. Call 1-800-922-6677 or visit weendeavor.com for more details about Endeavor eWireless plans.
We want to thank our friends at McAllister Cat Rentals for the 2 lifts that are bringing you these wonderful shots on today's broadcast. And, well, as I mentioned earlier, we're up in these lifts too. Beautiful breeze. And if you're looking to move dirt, move materials, or get 80 feet in the air, McAllister has all the equipment to get the job done right. Visit them online at McAllisterRentals.com. So top of the 5th inning here, Adam Kurtz, John Shoup at Greencastle High School, and it's Cloverdale and South Putnam. And we've got another game coming up after this, the championship ball game. North Putnam, the winner of the first game, and they'll take on the winner of this Cloverdale-South Putnam game. A beauty of a first game, kind of the opposite. A lot of action on the base paths, some balls put in play here. It was just a pitcher's duel with one pitcher and White having 18 strikeouts. In that first game, and we had a no-hitter by Scanlon going into the 6th inning. So a pitcher's duel, and then we get to see some action on the bases. So who knows what the championship game will hold?
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, this is certainly a contrast, and boy, there's been a lot of action in this game anyhow, you know, just a heck of a lot of action.
Watson will lead off things in the top of the 5th for Cloverdale. And the ball outside to the bearded left fielder.
You know, as much as Putnam's really executed their plan offensively, you know, I know Coach Rhodes wishes they were throwing more strikes. Well, Cody's been hanging in there, Grunlock's been hanging in there and pitched well last inning. They still sure are throwing a lot of pitches, which if they make it to the next round, may really show up there.
Watson swings at a 2-1 in the dirt. Excuse me, a 2-0 in the dirt. And you can hear that...
Coach Meyer said this should be 3-0 right now. And he's probably right. No one knows it more than Josiah.
Grunlock bounces one in. Umpire bails out on that one. And I've umpired a few games behind the plate myself, and it's sometimes you see those pitches bounce in 5 or 6 feet. It's hard not to bail out as an umpire.
There's no doubt. I couldn't catch, I don't think, because I'd blink, you know, anytime the guy swung the bat.
Ball popped up, should be playable. Wood will call everyone off and make the play.
Good play by Wood. That shortstop's got the right of way on that over the second baseman and didn't quite get deep enough for the 8-man to call him off.
Grunlock has done a nice job coming in here for South Putnam.
He really has. He's done a nice job, and now Jarrett's in the game, just a freshman again, who started the game off really pitching a nice 2 innings and then just got beat up a little bit in the 3rd.
It's a ball hard into left field, and that's corralled by Stewart. 2 quick outs for Grunlock here in the top of the 5th.
You know, there's a classic example of a first pitch, taking a great swing at it, and if it was a gap shot, you'd feel great, but because it's an out, man, you really risk this being a quick inning, you know? But I thought it was a great swing of the bat, as hard a hit a ball maybe as we've seen today.
Strike called on the first pitch by Grunlock to Davis. Hayden Davis, the center fielder. I don't think we're going to see too many balls that carry, even if they're hard hit today with the wind the way it's picked up now.
Yeah, it's definitely blowing in, that's for sure. Pitcher.
Swung on.
You sure like that as a batter? You're down.
Big gap in right center. 370 to dead center, 360 to the power alleys, 320 down the lines. Unlocked, takes his eyes off the catcher, throws a breaking ball in there for a ball.
You know, you sit here from this angle and you see 370 to dead center, and it really makes you think when some of those big leaguers can nail it 420 or something like that. I'm looking at that 370 thinking, nuts, that thing is a long way away.
I always hear way back in the day, like the Polo Grounds was 500 feet, you know, back, and just had infinite amount of room to roam around out there. Grunlock likes the pitch call. Ball hit towards the third base dugout.
Davis scored a run in the first inning after getting on with bases on ball, and then he flew out, kind of fouled out to the third baseman his last time up. Didn't get a real good cut at it.
The 2-2. Just outside. Full up for Davis.
Good eye right there. That's a close pitch. I do think it was a ball, but that's a close one. They get tougher to take the more strikes you have, huh?
Payoff pitch. Hit to left. Stewart has a beat on it, and he's got it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Good work by Grunlock in the top of the fifth inning. Stewart made a couple of nice plays out there and left. That was one of them right there. So South Putnam still leading Cloverdale 5-3 as we head into the bottom of the fifth inning. We're going to take a short timeout. You're watching high school baseball on Endeavor Communications.
Watch TV Everywhere is a value-added entertainment option which gives Endeavor television subscribers the ability to watch TV programs on their PC, laptop, tablet, or smartphone. When you subscribe to an Endeavor TV package, you receive select TV programming that is available in that package free of charge. You can view Watch TV Everywhere program just about anywhere. All you need is an internet or Wi-Fi connection. Call 1-800-922-6677 or go to our website at weendeavor.com for more details about Watch TV Everywhere.
Bottom of the fifth inning, 5-3. Eagles on top of the Clovers.
You know, that was we were just saying at the break, that last one was a pretty quick inning, and you know, Coach Rhodes has got to be pleased because offensively they'd been executing their game plan, putting five runs up. But one of the things that he talked about defensively was going after these batters and trusting the defense. He doesn't want any walks. And, boy, they started the game off with some walks but have settled in. And Grunlock there now, he had a fly out, and a fly out. So there were some decently hit balls, but what he said was throw strikes and trust your defense. And, boy, that sure came true in that inning for him.
I want to mention today's umpires. Mark Eckstein, Chris King, Lothario Smith. Done a nice job here today. They'll have a championship game as well. North Putnam won 2-1 over Greencastle. That game started at 10 a.m. The championship game will start 45 minutes after this game. And John, I want to ask you, does that put the Game 2 winner at a disadvantage, only getting that 45-minute break? Or here's a ball chopped. Martin with a nice play to make out number one as Stewart is thrown out.
Yeah, it can, but, I've been in those situations as well, and no matter if you're the coach, if you're North Putnam and you're playing, you're saying to your guys, hey, we're lucky we got that rest. And if you win this game, you're going to say to your guys, hey, nuts, we're lucky because we're already loose and stuff, Yep. And so I don't know if one's better than the other, but I know as a coach, you got to sell the one that is.
Yeah.
You got to
Yep.
sell the one that is
Yeah.
and make your guys think one is better than the other. And Gerke got intentionally walked for the third time there today.
Man,
It's got to be frustrating.
I'd say with one out, nobody on, he's not going to hit one out today. I mean, he'd really have to put a charge in one. They used a pinch runner for him this time.
Boy, to even make a move there, that wasn't even close. He was about just 1.5 yards off the base.
I don't have a number 4 on my roster here, John, but I believe number 4 is running for South Putnam. Grunlock at the plate, and Winders going to the well a couple of times here on the pickoff move, keeping his man close.
Grunlock scored a run in the third after getting on with the Grunlock's flown out to left field and had a sac fly to left field as well. So he's hit the ball hard a couple of times.
Foul ball as he squared around to bunt.
Might be the second time today we've seen the 4-hitter turn around to square to bunt.
I think you're right. We've seen a left-handed second baseman. We've seen 4-hitters square to bunt. And it's been a great day of baseball. That's
great day.
Another, I think he did attempt at that one, yeah.
He did. That was kind of rough right there, old Grunlock. That was off the plate. I'm certain he wishes he could have that one back.
Now it's 0-2. Winders taking his time. Multiple checks. Looped into center. And that's got a chance to fall. It does.
Hey, is that one right there where the wind kind of just knocked that sucker down into no man's land? Am I right?
Yep.
You can't see it on TV here, but that went right into a pretty stiff wind, and center fielder just couldn't get up to get it.
And this park isn't huge, but there's a lot of real estate out in that outfield. It's a good size.
And with the way that ball was hit, pinch runner couldn't really advance much more.
Goodness. And not even close, making the out at third base and the double steal. Courtesy runner's out.
Really not. That was a great play by Tice right there. If you remember earlier in the game, he kind of got interfered with by the batter thrown to third base. There he got a nice step around from him and had a clean shot and just really wasn't even close.
There's a ball chopped to the left side. Foul. So 0-2 to McHugh. Excuse me, that's Dylan Crum.
They're talking about whether that was a fair or a foul ball. I can't really see the replay here, but I think that from where we were, I thought it was a foul ball, and they thought he might have touched it before it went foul. Didn't appear that way to me.
The umpire's going to ask for help. And again, always a nerve. I mean, there's no way they're going to overturn this call.
I don't think so.
And I think... All right, are you going to say it's a fair ball? We'll put him on first?
Yeah. I mean,
you can't really go back on saying it was a foul ball.
It's like in football, there's some plays you can't review because the whistle blew.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just can't go back and play the play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's no whistle in baseball, but everybody stopped doing what they were doing, so you can't go back and do it.
I made a call one time, inside pitch, thought it hit the kid. I called dead ball, but it hit the knob of the bat and went fair. But I had already called dead ball. Play was over.
That's it. It's like in football. Once you blow the whistle, once you say dead ball, it's dead ball.
Yep.
And you just got to take your comeuppance. I missed it. I've had officials say to me in the NFL. I've had officials say to me in umpires and I missed that one. Hey, it's all right. People miss them sometimes. Yep. I appreciate a guy admitting it.
Absolutely. Ball hammered, but foul. There's that trampoline.
Almost there. You know, that was an off-speed pitch, and he really got around that sucker.
And that's, as a pitcher, probably what you want. You want him to really kind of foul that one hard off to the left side if that's an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was a changeup or that kind of soft curve that he's been throwing. But see what he comes with here. Whoop.
Lost the handle on that one to McHugh.
You know, when you see a pitch like that, you got to think he was trying to throw a drop it off the table curveball or something, and it just slipped or something, you know?
Something wasn't right.
Something wasn't right.
I've been impressed, though, with the young pitchers here of Cloverdale. Let's see if they can make it, you know, Rossick started off nice. Winters has come in and done a nice job. Ball gets by Jackson. Here comes the runner. Quick throw, and no call. Does he have the ball? He does, and he's out. And Coach Rhodes is not like that for South Putnam, but another out made on the base paths. And the official waited to see if they had the ball.
He sure did. That's what the ump was looking for, just waiting to see if he had the ball, and from what we could see, it looks like a good call.
Yeah, beautiful camera work there. And right here, slow motion, bang, bang, took out the pitcher, but it looked like the umpire is right on top of it. I'm going to agree with that play, so that's going to do it for the inning. South Putnam, it's still 5-3 their lead, but Cloverdale has a little momentum heading into the top of the sixth. We'll take a timeout. You're watching the Putnam County Tournament on Endeavor Communications.
Enjoy the freedom of independent living with Endeavor's medical alert system. Contact emergency help or a loved one directly through the water-resistant two-way voice pendant. It's as easy as pressing a button to call for help in and around your home. The medical alert system is easy to use and connects directly to your landline telephone. Call 1-800-922-6677 or go to our website at weendeavor.com for more details. Endeavor Communications, we help protect what you cherish most.
And we're back, top of the sixth inning here, 5-3, South Putnam on top of Cloverdale. Adam Kurtz, John Shoup here all day. We'll have 3 games total for you today. The first one was 2-1, North Putnam winning, and they will move to the championship game against the winner of this game. Greencastle nearly pulled off a no-hitter, but we've got a new pitcher in this game, and Brandon Gierke will take the mound.
Gierke's just looking to break a sweat. He's been intentionally walked every time that he's been up. Had a nice stretch or two at first base on plays from Dillon shooting it over there, but this could be his first opportunity to work up a good lather. And, here's former Conference Player of the Year facing probably a future Conference Player of the Year, and Parker Watts, a freshman.
Watts takes a strike.
Again, what South Putnam has talked a lot about is going after the batters and trusting the defense. And they've been doing that the last couple innings after struggling to do that the first couple.
Ball looped into right. It'll hang in the air, and Crum is there for the catch.
Again, that's just another nice picture. That's 4. That's, let's see, 1, 2. That's 5, 6 straight outs now that South Putnam has made nice defensive plays, put-outs, defensively, whether it's a fly ball, whether it's a 6-3, but 6 straight.
Jackson with that mighty swing comes up empty on the first hack.
Tice, too, he's a wonderful young player now. He's just a sophomore, was hitting over 500 coming into this game. And, like we said, one of the unusual things that we saw today was the Unicorn playing second base, but also the 4-hole here, this batter. He's turned a bunt, we've seen him. We've seen him have a couple of steals. In fact, he's about 10 for 10 on the season. A lot of strange things happening here at the ball field.
Chop to the right side. Nice job by Gierke to get over there and gets the out. PFP, pitcher's fielding practice, as Stewart made the play. He comes in from left, makes a nice play at first, and Gierke does a nice job of covering the base.
Again, 7 straight batters have gone down to nice defensive putouts, and, that's as nice of play defensively as we've seen today. Looks easier. They made it look easier than it really is, probably, huh?
That's one you got to practice an awful lot to get down. Talking about Tice Jackson, though, what a valuable commodity to have a sophomore catcher that can hit.
Oh, no doubt. This Cloverdale team, no matter what happens here today, you talk about a bright future. There's no seniors on the team. And not only is there no seniors on the team, but the meat of the matter on this outfit is freshmen and sophomores,
Yep. Though I do have to give Tice some guff. He did the old man softball league and went on the outside of the gate to go back to the dugout. He just got run across the field.
I didn't even notice it. But that's a good call right there.
I would not allow my players to do that.
Gierke here, the guy pitching, as a sophomore, was the conference player of the year. And as we said, last year he missed most of the season with an injury. And when you think of an injury, you think of shoulder, you think of knee, you think something. He missed it with carpal tunnel syndrome. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I know carpal tunnel syndrome is kind of that stuff that can, I got some papers flying away, kind of that stuff that can, typists get occasionally as they're trying to type, and I guess it really paralyzed his hands and his wrists and affected him deeply.
And usually it doesn't come to somebody so young as that pitch misses just outside.
Kind of an unusual deal for sure.
There's a nice curve.
Really was a nice curve with a little bit of movement. That started outside the strike zone and came right in.
Gierke gets the K and keeps South Putnam on top 5-3 as we head into the bottom of 6. You're watching the Putnam County Tourney on Endeavor Communications.
Endeavor eTex provides outstanding IT and computer-related services for your home or business. Whether you need a simple home PC tune-up or a large-scale network installation for your business or your municipality, Endeavor eTex is your final destination for all of your IT needs. Maintenance agreements are available and services open to members and non-members alike. Call 1-877-524-9109 or go to our website at weendeavor.com for more details.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
5-3, the score. As we're heading into the bottom of the 6th inning, it's been a good ball game between South Putnam and Cloverdale, and Gierke Got a nice strike out the end of the top of the 6th, but Winders has done a nice job here for Cloverdale, and he'll stay in the ball game. He said we're going to see 3 pitchers, so seen 2 so far in Rossick and Winders. And now here comes another pitcher we saw in the game, McHugh. Grady McHugh will step into the plate. Yeah, Grady had a big hit up the middle of the field and scored a run in that big 3rd inning that this outfit had. But this is his first time facing Winders, the lefty. The 1-0. Inside. You know, with the wind blowing in, we see the outfielders really playing not too far shallow, but I'm surprised we're not seeing maybe the right fielder take a couple more steps in. Yeah, he really could. I mean, we haven't seen all day today a gap shot or any ball get to the fence. And certainly not since this wind has picked up. McHugh fouls one off. It's more of a constant wind, too, right into our faces here. And I'm not gonna lie, John, being up this high, I'm not used to in the lift. Yeah, I'm getting a little jittery up here. No, it makes you think. That's for sure. It makes you think. You know, in nice off-speed pitch right there. Swings and misses, and it hit the ground, so they'll fire down. A little trouble, and no worries as Cloverdale recovers. That'll bring up Crum. You know, since the unfortunate incident of the lift blowing over at Notre Dame a couple of years ago during football season, there's laws now that if the wind reaches a certain degree, you know, in football practice or anything, these lifts can't go up. There's a drag bunt attempt by Crum. We've seen a few bunt attempts tonight. I think only one bunt that got down for a hit in game 1. You know, and Crum's in for Cody Britton, who pitched a little bit, but we saw him come out of the dugout quickly there between innings and had a big patch of ice on his shoulder. I don't know if it was just a pitcher cooling down his shoulder or if something happened that we don't know about, but if they win this game, they're sure going to want Cody Britton in that lineup in the second one. The 1-1. Crum reaches and fouls it off. Here's what we were talking about earlier, a little bit of lefty versus lefty right here. And, you know, Crum might have been leaning a little bit towards first base on that ball that was coming in at an unusual angle. Winder, well, he hasn't thrown a bunch of different pitches, has subtly changed his launch point. Just outside. 2-2. Just a lot of open scenery here at Greencastle. Some people with blankets and picnic baskets and blankets. Crum swings and misses, but the ball gets away from Jackson, and a strikeout turns into a man on base. And South Putnam has a runner on. You know, that was a great pitch. It was a changeup, and Crum was so far out in front of it. But it's one of those balls that just got behind Jackson, and son of a gun, we saw that a couple of times so far today, that third strike where the batter still gets to first. Here's Hall, the DH, squares around. Curveball, no. Now we've seen a great move from Winder a time or two as well, and that move right there, I thought he was going to first when he ended up coming home. Don't forget this. That move to first base can also at times affect a batter. Absolutely. Just the leg motion, I think, is a little more deliberate with Winders, and he brings it up real high, slowly kind of reaches out, then fires home. We're over to first. That's it. What happens is the pitcher changes his rhythm from being in just the windup. And so you can't quite anticipate the same way you do when he's in that windup of getting to your loaded and locked position. So you just got to sharpen your senses a little bit when you're batting against a pitcher
pitching from the stretch as well.
Jackson tries to throw out Crum. Crum's there with the stolen base.
Now, if this guy, they've got one out and a man in scoring position and have 2 strikeouts so far this inning. This is one of those things that can be a little bit frustrating to a pitcher, and Winters just got to keep his poise and fight back and get this batter. If he can get 2 outs, he's going to be in business.
Fouled straight back on the 2-2 count. John, for as much as we talked about Cloverdale running, though,
yeah.
South Putnam's ran just as much. They've been pretty aggressive on the bases, too.
They've been very aggressive and have had some costly ones as well. They've had some putouts from scoring territory, but they sure have. Both teams have been ultra aggressive on the base paths here, and I think both teams have done a good job in the box of making the pitchers work, taking pitches, not being afraid to take a walk.
Ball inside and ball 4.
Taking a walk right there. One of the things that you got to think about, we've got 4 hits in the game and we've got 8 runs. There's 4 hits in the game and there's 8 runs. So these guys are generating it a lot of different ways. They're generating it by taking pitches, getting on base different ways, and then once they're on base, really moving. And not only do we have 8 runs, we could have probably 12, couldn't we?
You're absolutely right. And the defense there haven't been a lot of errors either, so you're right with the run generation.
Yeah.
It's not been due to bad defensive play.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that it makes you scratch your head a little bit, like, son of a gun, how'd they get 5? How's there 8 runs in this game again?
Strike. Outside corner.
I think Winters is pitching pretty well, really. I mean, that last walk withstanding, again, he can't get frustrated because he had a strikeout where the guy got on to first. He's just got to get a second out and then just worry about the third being the batter.
Scott hit his last time up, hitting the left thigh.
Yeah. He's been hit every which way.
Push bunt to the right side, and Winters fields it, gets him at first.
What a really good bunt right there. A really good bunt to move the runners into scoring position.
The next batter, center fielder, number 24, Taylor Bush.
He's going to get a sack for it. And it was a really nice play by Winters defensively as well. First base was the only place that he could have gone. But the only thing that could be better than having the runners on second and third with 2 outs is still having just 1 out,
Yeah.
And as good as that bunt was, some guys won't bunt when you already have 1 out. You only do it when you got none.
And that ball I thought it might have rolled foul had Winters let it go. Maybe it was a little closer than I thought. I also think Winters' infield play as a left-hander probably helps him make a play like that.
No doubt. That was a classic pivot from second base.
So after Coach Meyer comes out and calms Winters down and maybe just making him probably not think of the base runners here. Let's just get the 9-hole hitter.
No doubt.
And we'll go from there.
You make a great point. You're facing the number 9 batter. Work on the batter, not the runners. Work on the batter, not the runners.
What I've been impressed with Winters is that strike's called on the 1-1 count. He's worked inside consistently. He hasn't been afraid to throw in on those right-handed hitters.
Yeah, his ball naturally slides that way too, I think, a little bit.
And a ball nearly takes out a group of ladies huddled around a blanket. There's one laying down trying to get a tan. That'll wake you up real quick from the picnic.
Laying there getting a tan and getting...
That'll give you a bruise. A little darker than a tan. There's a ball floated towards first base.
Nice pitch. It really came in on him there again. Like you said, he's trying to jam those righties some. And, He's got 2 strikes. This is a big pitch in this game now. Bottom of the 6th, a tight game, 2 outs with 2 in scoring position.
And it hits him. And that's going to hit the 9-hole hitter, and that hurts because that brings up Dylan Wood.
Yeah, that's a tough situation right there. We were just saying how well he was jamming guys inside. Well, he might have gotten a little overconfident in jamming them inside and got a little too inside. Now, Dylan didn't have his best at-bat last time striking out, but boy, he can make up for it here. Great situation.
Ball just inside to Wood, and you heard somebody from the dugout say, "Wear it," which usually means let it hit you.
We got lefty versus lefty here again.
Ball in the dirt. Now it's 2-0. Now, if you're Dylan Wood, you've got to be licking your chops.
Yeah, a batter like Dylan, I'm not giving him a take. If you get a nice belt high fastball, drive that sucker because he's good enough. Some players you're going to tell him to take it and make the guy throw you a strike. Not one of your best players.
And a ball gets away from Jackson, and Crum scores. That one hurts. Now South Putnam doubling up Cloverdale.
Again, there hasn't been a hit yet in this inning, and we were looking at bases loaded, and they just scored a run there, I mean, the way that these guys are generating runs, hit by pitch and air, bases on balls, a sacrifice bunt, different things.
Slap to left, foul.
Close to being a 2 RBI hit right there.
I don't know if they're working on batting cages somewhere else. We talked about no teams warming up hitting-wise. I don't see any netting over the cages yet.
Yeah.
It's probably been too cold, really, up until this week to put it out.
This is a great hitter's pitch here still at 3-1.
And high, and Wood wanted to hit, you could tell. He just tosses his bat to the right side, trots down to first.
I wonder, with when that base opened up, if that was one of those intentional walks. Don't give him anything good to hit because you got a place out there. But, Josh Stewart's put the ball in play. He has a single in that big 3rd inning that they had, and wouldn't be surprised if we see a change here. He said he was going to pitch 3. Here comes the 3rd pitcher.
That's Watson who's going to come in and throw. He'll get some warm-up tosses, and that gives us a chance to talk about Endeavor Communication, your hometown telephone provider for over 60 years. They provide not only popular telephone calling features, but super fast high-speed internet, including internet speeds up to 1,000 megabytes per second, quality TV programming for your entire family, security protection for your home and business, medical alert systems to help your loved ones live independently. IT services provide everything from home PC diagnostics and repair to large-scale networking and business solutions and municipalities. Business phone solutions connect you to your customers anytime, anywhere, on any device. And now Endeavor e-wireless service with affordable individual plans with unlimited voice and messaging, and family share plans with your choice of data plans up to 20 gigs. Thanks to Endeavor for making today's broadcast possible. So Watson comes in with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and the right-hander warming up, and he's good to go.
I love these high school pitchers. They just throw about 7 pitches and say, let's do this thing.
That's right. You always hear of Mariano Rivera, just getting to the park about the 4th inning.
That's
and then
right.
He goes through a big routine, and these guys are playing left field. Give me the ball, I'm ready. Watson's first pitch, a little high.
2 outs going from the stretch with the bases loaded as well.
Some guys just always go from the stretch, even though no one's on.
If they can get to Gerke with the bases still loaded, you'd love to see him bat because there wouldn't be a place for him. He's been intentionally walked every time. So if he could just get to the plate.
You know, if Gerke's going to be walked, I might think about batting him leadoff. Getting him up there as much as possible. So teams are going to walk him.
It's an interesting thought right there.
Nonetheless, it's 1-2 here to the hitter, Stewart. Watson trying to get out of a jam. And he gets the call, strike 3 on the outer half of the plate. And that's going to leave the bases loaded. So Cloverdale minimizes the damage yet again. And it's 6-3 as we head into the top of the 7th. Cloverdale's got some work to do. We'll be back after this. You're watching the Putnam County Tournament here on Endeavor Communications.
Endeavor eShield gives you peace of mind that your home, family, and business are safe. eShield provides burglar protection, leak detection, carbon monoxide, smoke and heat detection, and asset protection to secure your valuables. And of course, there's 24/7 monitoring. Total Connect Remote Services controls your system through your smartphone, tablet, or any other wireless device. Call 1-800-922-6677 or go to our website at weendeavor.com for more details. Endeavor Communications, we protect what you cherish most.
Endeavor Communication brings you the very best telephone, internet, television, security, IT services, medical alert technology, and wireless services. Visit weendeavor.com today to find out more. 7th inning, and it's work time for Cloverdale as they've got to score 3 runs if they want to keep playing baseball.
They do, and they kind of got the middle, the bottom half of the order up, the 6, 7, and 8 spot right here. Wonder if they make any adjustments or have anybody sub in, but they do. They got to generate some runs. And one of the interesting things here is when you play small ball and you're down 3, if this runner gets on, this is the last inning, if this runner gets on, he doesn't mean anything. You know, it's not until your game-tying run is at the plate that they start to mean something. So this is where small ball can really hurt you as well. If you're trying to steal, you're trying to do those things, and we've already seen these guys have outs on the base paths.
Gierke on the mound. First pitch strike to Winnings. And Scott is beat up. He's just going to one-hop you.
He did. My man Scott has just played a warrior-like game. He really has,
yes, he
from
has.
the hit by pitch to blocking these pitches and everything.
And not a particularly good way to start if you're Gierke. And you need base runners any way you can get them, and Cloverdale will take it.
Now, as I was saying, the interesting thing here is their MO is to steal, to do a lot of things, which is okay. But say they get this guy across, it really doesn't do anything. They need to get 3 runs across for something to matter. So if they just play it safe, the guy that they got to get to score is in the on-deck circle right now.
Shea Artis runs. Some banter between the fans and umpires and coaches there we could hear. Now, John, you know, we're talking about every base runner being important here because you've got to get 3. Some school of thought, take till you get a strike.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, especially after you get hit by a pitch right there. Maybe he's losing his mojo a little bit because Gerke pitched a nice inning last inning.
There's the strike, so now you could swing away if that was your theory going in to this inning.
Cloverdale takes a lot of pitches anyhow. That was a really nice pitch to hit, and Martin just missed it.
Really trying to hit it hard there, and Joe Martin down 0-2. Swung on and missed, drop third strike. It doesn't matter. He's out because first base was occupied with less than 2 outs. But that will send the runner to second. But you need 3 here to keep playing baseball.
Again, and I think that's an important deal. The run that matters most is in the on-deck circle. So don't take any uncommon risks on the base paths or anything.
Trey Henry now batting. Fouls one off, so it's 0-1. Wind's calmed down a bit.
And Henry's put the ball in play now today.
He's down 0-2 now.
Yeah, Dylan made a nice 6-3 ground out, play at shortstop on him where Grank had the great stretch, and then lined one out to left field as well.
The 0-2. And now that is a odd play there because that run doesn't mean anything if you're Cloverdale. That run doesn't mean anything if you're South Putnam.
There's no doubt, and if you're Putnam, you just got to think about getting outs from the batter, getting the batter out.
And he does there with the strikeout. Henry goes down. That'll leave it up to Martin, a last hope here for Cloverdale. Six to 3, 2 down, bottom of the 7th, man on second.
Watson's put the ball in play a couple of times.
And Scott can't keep that one in front of him and gets to third.
That's all right, and I agree with Scott. Don't even throw it down there. It doesn't matter. Let's just focus on getting Martin out, who's 0 for 2, but has hit the ball hard to short and flew out to short, actually, on a pop-up.
Swings and misses. The Clover's down to their last strike. And Kierke is upset with Scott because Scott just lobbed it to him again.
You can't get upset with Scott.
No,
you can't get upset with
Dalton's
him.
given it every ounce of energy he's had today. And the ball chopped. And an error by Wood. And I think Wood thought that the McHugh was going to come over and cut that one off. And usually the third baseman, if they can cut that off, will make the play. So miscommunication leads to a run, and now the tying run at the plate in Rossick.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. Anytime that tying run is on the field right here, this is a big deal. Again, the runner on first does not need to be ultra aggressive. The runner at the plate is the one that matters most. And Rossick's hit the ball okay. He walked his first time up, but flew out to right field and flew out to left field in his last 2 at-bats, so he can hit the ball hard.
2 strikes now to Rossick. Clover's down to the last strike yet again. Kierke shakes off a pitch. Gets the one he wants.
I heard the coaches yelling out to Martin on first just to be smart, because for your run to mean something, Rossick's got to score. And I think Gerke, too, just really needs to focus on getting Rossick out and maybe not look over quite as much.
Kierke comes set and then throws over. That is a dangerous play.
Smart by Martin just to stay there. Why risk getting out at second base? You know, this ain't the first inning or anything like that. Again, Gerke, I'll bet Coach Rhodes is telling him from the dugout, let's just focus on this batter here now.
Rossick calls time, gets him out of his rhythm a little more. Ball out of play to the right side.
Nice fastball. That's one where Rossick just didn't quite get around on it, I think. Sometimes to end the game, this payoff pitch right here, you see as much juice as you can from that pitcher, and Gerke sure does have some.
Strike 3 called, And South Putnam will face North Putnam in the Putnam County Tourney Championship game. 45 minutes from now, they defeat Cloverdale 6-4 in another good ball game. It's been a great day of baseball so far, and some early opportunities not taken advantage from Cloverdale. South Putnam took advantage of theirs, and they move on.
They sure did, and South Putnam did exactly what their game plan was. You know, they didn't start off. Let's give South Putnam as much credit in the world as we can, because this thing started off as bad as it could. Walked 3 guys to begin it, made a pitch and change after 3 batters, and they settled down then and put the ball in play offensively and let their defense go to work defensively. And the defense played well behind their pitchers from probably the 3rd inning on, I'd say.
2 games in the book. We've got the championship game left. We're going to take another quick break of 30 minutes or so, and we'll be back with the Putnam County championship game here on Endeavor Communications. So until